When we get this front bumper repaired, so I've already started to flat it down, just try and make the damage better. Now there's quite a big section of damage here, that's probably the worst bit of damage. All the rest of it is just going to fill in now and we'll be okay with that. But here we're going to try to actually heat this up, mould it back into the sort of shape that it should be, and then staple it. Then just starts to get the shape and some of the strength back in. We'll fill then in behind that just to give it a bit more strength, and then flat it all down, and hopefully that can then start to be repaired. While everything sets up and dries on the front bumper repair, we'd already filled in the little scratches on the back bumper. Now what we're going to do is just start flattening these back out, get these ready to be painted and repaired in. To it with a little bit of body work, and the bumper is now looking pretty close. So a couple of little areas that you can see in the grey around the black that just need filling in. So the grey parts around the black section are low sections, so just going to have to re-filler or stopper those in, and then another quick sand down, and then most of the rest of it then is pretty good. So you can see an awful lot more once we start to get it into the primer. You can see any little low spots or high spots, and the rest of it then is pretty close. So a couple of things that we wanted to do, we're fairly happy now with the repairs, so everything is all looking good. So we're going to need to use some degreaser on the bodywork, and then we're actually going to flat the original paint down with a bit of an emery cloth, so just a low grade emery cloth, and we're just going to literally go over the paintwork, and then we'll give it another clean off with the degreaser. And this is going to try and just make sure we've got no contaminants on the paintwork of where we're going to be painting. So it's just a good coating up, and this is self-drying, so literally we can be quite liberal with it, get it nice and wet. Don't be afraid to get it nice and wet. Rough up the original paintwork so it's got something to key back into. Bodywork covered, all repairs covered with the primer, and that we're happy with all the shapes and we've got no sort of issues. We can then start to look at getting our final colour on. So just a bit of a mist coat on there, just literally two things. We're going to find out whether we've got any paint reaction. So sometimes when you put the paint on to other paint, it can pickle, get problems with that sort of, whether it starts going a funny sort of texture on the finish. So just to double check for that. But also with the proper colour coat, we can then see if we've got any little imperfections anywhere that we want to now go back into and actually fill in and re-flat down and re-primer. So far we've got a couple of tiny little bits, but I think we can get away with them, sort of more looking like it's going to be stone chip sort of a thing. So whether we do that again afterwards, but at the minute I just want to get some paint on and see whether the colour's correct. And then some parts, as we build up the colour, we will lose some very, very tiny imperfections, but others it will make them stand out even more. So we can just build up the coats now slowly and see how it looks. Let's see on the camera, it doesn't actually look bad on the camera, but the colour's out. 100% the colour is out. I think maybe getting it into the light might be better. The lighting in this workshop isn't great. You'll start to see just a couple of little imperfections in this area here where we've not quite filled and flatted them out properly. The rest of it doesn't look too bad. I think the rest of it is just shadows that you can see. But yeah, there's a few little bits here that need doing. Again, just filling those in, just making them look a little bit better, which I never really I've not spent much time up here, in all fairness. It's been all down on that bottom corner. Or is it just the shadow? I don't know. It looks to me like the colour's out, but I suppose I'll have to get another couple of coats on. And then, as I say, I've got a couple of little areas just to refinish off. And then once I'm 100% happy, I can get this back section. And again, I don't want to paint the bumper on the car until I'm happy with the colour, but that might actually also just confirm that the colour is out or not. So that might be our next bit that we do. And the BMW M2 is back. It's back together. Not 100% finished, in all honesty, but it's sort of there, it's done. Paint, as I'd sort of said, was the wrong colour. Just, it's not so obvious on the video, or it maybe is, but it is the wrong colour. But for the moment, I've literally just had to get it back together. Everything's fitting as it should do. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.